Ever wondered why Antarctica, our planet's southernmost continent, remains unclaimed by any nation despite its wealth of natural resources? It's a question that has puzzled many for ages, and the answer lies in the complex and captivating story of Antarctica. Antarctica, the world's fifth largest continent, is a land of icy extremes and unparalleled mystery. It's a place where temperatures can plummet to 70 degrees below zero, and the sun doesn't rise for 6 months at a time. Yet, within this frigid wilderness lies a wealth of natural resources, from oil to minerals, and even fresh water locked away in its vast ice caps. This frozen frontier sits at the bottom of the world, isolated and untouched, an enigma in the global landscape. It's a continent without a native human population, without cities or infrastructure. It's a place that, for most of our history, was considered too harsh, too inhospitable for human habitation. But the allure of its resources, the potential for discovery, drew explorers and scientists to its icy shores. In the grand scheme of things, the exploration and colonization of Antarctica is a relatively recent endeavor. It's a journey that has been marked by triumph and tragedy, by incredible feats of endurance and exploration. It's a narrative that has been shaped by the brave, the bold, and the curious, those who dared to venture into the unknown, to challenge the limits of human capabilities. And why, you might wonder, has no nation staked a claim on this vast icy expanse? The answer is not as straightforward as one might think. Yes, the harsh environmental conditions are a factor, but there's more to it. There are legal and political complexities, environmental considerations, and a shared global commitment to preserving Antarctica for scientific research and future generations. Well, the story of Antarctica is a fascinating saga of exploration, international cooperation, and scientific discovery. And it all started centuries ago. The first exploratory steps towards this icy frontier date back to the late 18th century, a time when the world was still a vast mystery waiting to be uncovered, and Antarctica was but a myth, a blank space on the world map. In this era of discovery, we find Captain James Cook, a British explorer and navigator who holds a prominent place in the annals of Antarctic exploration. In the late 1770s, Cook and his crew became the first to cross the Antarctic Circle. While they didn't set foot on the icy continent, they did discover and document several islands in the Southern Ocean, providing the first hints of the frozen world that lay further south. Next, we turn to the early 19th century and Fabian von Bellingshausen, a Russian explorer. Bellingshausen led 2 vessels on an epic journey that brought them closer to Antarctica than any before. On January 27, 1820, they sighted what is now known as the Fimbul ice shelf, making them potentially the first to see the Antarctic mainland. These pioneers were not just battling the elements and the unknown, but also the limitations of their time. Their ships were not built for icy waters, their maps were incomplete, and their understanding of the polar climate was rudimentary at best. They faced bone-chilling temperatures, treacherous icebergs, and months of darkness. Yet they persevered, driven by a thirst for knowledge and the spirit of exploration. Their efforts were not in vain. Cook's voyages dispelled the myth of a habitable southern continent, while Bellingshausen's journey provided the first solid evidence of Antarctica's existence. These early explorations ignited a spark that would lead to further voyages, scientific discoveries, and ultimately the colonization of this frozen frontier. These early voyages laid the groundwork for future exploration, despite the extreme conditions and the vast unknown. The courage and determination of these explorers remind us that the spirit of discovery is not easily quelled, even in the face of the harshest environments on Earth. The late 19th and early 20th centuries marked a period known as the heroic age of Antarctic exploration. This era, marked by courage, determination, and a thirst for knowledge, saw the rise of legendary explorers who dared to venture into the icy wilderness of the South Pole. Ernest Shackleton, Robert Falcon Scott, and Roald Amundsen are among the most notable figures of this age. Each of them led expeditions that unlocked new knowledge about this frozen frontier, and their stories are woven into the fabric of Antarctic history. Ernest Shackleton, an Irish-born explorer, embarked on 4 expeditions to Antarctica. His most famous, the Endurance expedition, became a legendary tale of survival. When their ship was crushed by ice, Shackleton and his crew were stranded on the ice for months, enduring harsh conditions with limited supplies. Despite these challenges, Shackleton's leadership ensured not a single life was lost. Robert Falcon Scott, a British Royal Navy officer, led 2 expeditions to the Antarctic. His first expedition, the Discovery, brought back valuable scientific data. Scott's second expedition, the Terra Nova, was a race to the South Pole against Norwegian explorer Roald Amundsen. Tragically, Scott and his team reached the pole, only to find that Amundsen had beaten them by just over a month. On their return journey, Scott and his team perished. Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer, led the first successful expedition to the South Pole. His meticulous planning and use of sled dogs ensured his team's success and survival. Amundsen's team reached the South Pole on December 14, 1911, marking a significant milestone in Antarctic exploration. These expeditions weren't just about the race to the South Pole. They also involved significant scientific research. The explorers collected valuable data on Antarctic weather, geology, and wildlife. They observed the movement of glaciers, studied the effects of the extreme cold on the human body, and discovered new animal species. These findings provided the foundation for future scientific research in Antarctica. But the heroic age of Antarctic exploration was also a time of immense hardship. These explorers faced brutal conditions with freezing temperatures, violent winds, and treacherous terrains. Many suffered from frostbite, starvation, and scurvy. Some lost their lives in the quest for knowledge and adventure. Their stories remind us of the human spirit's resilience and our enduring curiosity to explore the unknown. The heroic age of Antarctic exploration was a period of monumental achievements and devastating tragedies. It was an era that pushed the boundaries of human endurance and courage. It was a time when explorers ventured into the unknown, driven by a desire to learn more about our world. These brave explorers expanded our understanding of Antarctica, but the continent remained largely an enigma. Their stories continue to inspire us, reminding us of the sacrifices made in the pursuit of knowledge and the thrill of discovery. The mid-20th century brought a shift in focus from exploration to scientific research. This shift was marked by a significant event known as the International Geophysical Year, or IGY. Taking place in 1957 to 58, the IGY was a collaborative effort involving 67 countries with the goal of studying the Earth's physical properties. A key area of interest during the IGY was Antarctica. 12 nations established over 60 research stations across the continent, marking the first time such a large-scale scientific endeavor had been undertaken there. The IGY was a turning point, transforming Antarctica from a frontier of exploration into a frontier of science. The spirit of international cooperation during the IGY was significant. It demonstrated that despite the Cold War tensions of the time, nations could come together in the pursuit of knowledge. This spirit of cooperation eventually led to one of the most remarkable diplomatic achievements of the 20th century, the Antarctic Treaty. Signed in 1961, the Antarctic Treaty was a landmark agreement. It stipulated that Antarctica would be used exclusively for peaceful purposes and scientific research. Military activities, such as the establishment of bases or weapons testing, were strictly prohibited. The treaty also promoted scientific cooperation among nations, encouraging the exchange of research data and findings. The Antarctic Treaty has been instrumental in preserving the pristine environment of Antarctica. It has prevented the exploitation of the continent's resources and ensured that its unique ecosystems remain undisturbed. The treaty also established a framework for the management of human activities in Antarctica, including tourism and fishing. In the decades following the signing of the treaty, research in Antarctica has flourished. Today, there are over 70 permanently staffed research stations on the continent, manned by scientists from around the world. These researchers are studying everything from climate change and glaciology to biology and astronomy. Their work is shedding light on some of the most pressing scientific questions of our time. But the Antarctic Treaty is more than just an agreement about scientific research. It's a testament to the power of diplomacy and international cooperation. At a time when the world was divided by ideological differences, the nations of the world came together to preserve one of the last untouched places on Earth. They recognized that Antarctica was a global commons, a place that belonged to all of humanity, and they committed themselves to protecting it. The Antarctic Treaty has been so successful that it has inspired other international agreements. These include the Convention for the Conservation of Antarctic Marine Living Resources, which protects the rich marine life of the Southern Ocean, and the Protocol on Environmental Protection to the Antarctic Treaty, which further reinforces the commitment to preserving the Antarctic environment. The Antarctic Treaty ensured that this unique continent would remain a place of peace and scientific discovery. It's a story of how, through cooperation and shared values, we can safeguard our planet for future generations. As we look to the challenges of the 21st century, the lessons of the Antarctic Treaty offer a beacon of hope for international collaboration and environmental stewardship. Today, Antarctica is a hub of international scientific research. A place where the cold, biting wind whips across a landscape of stark white, it is a testament to human curiosity and resilience. This icy continent, once a mystery shrouded in the unknown, now hums with life as researchers from around the globe gather to unlock its secrets. In this modern era, Antarctica is no longer just the final frontier of exploration, but also a living laboratory, a place where we can learn about our planet's past, present, and future. Scientists drill deep into the frozen ground, extracting ice cores that hold over 800,000 years of Earth's climate history, like a time capsule waiting to be deciphered. Technology has been a game changer, revolutionizing the way we explore this remote wilderness. Satellites orbiting high above us provide detailed images and data of the continent, while autonomous underwater vehicles plunge into the icy depths, exploring regions inaccessible to humans. Drones fly overhead, capturing breathtaking views and helping researchers map the terrain. Yet, Antarctica is not without its challenges. The most pressing is undoubtedly climate change. The continent is warming at a rate almost 3 times faster than the global average. Its colossal ice shelves, some the size of small countries, are melting, contributing to rising sea levels worldwide. But it's not just about the physical changes. The warming temperatures are also disrupting the delicate balance of Antarctic ecosystems. From microscopic plankton to the majestic emperor penguins, every creature here is adapted to the extreme cold. Even slight changes can have far-reaching effects on these uniquely adapted species. Despite these challenges, the scientific community remains undeterred, committed to understanding and preserving this unique environment. The data gathered here is invaluable, helping us to make informed decisions about our planet's future. Despite the harsh conditions and isolation, Antarctica continues to captivate and inspire us. It is a symbol of international cooperation, a beacon of scientific discovery, and a reminder of the fragility of our planet. As we continue to explore and learn from this icy wilderness, we are reminded of our responsibility to protect it for generations to come. As we look towards the future, Antarctica holds both promise and uncertainty. The future of Antarctica is a tale of two potential realities. On one hand, we have the specter of climate change, the impact of which on this icy continent could be profound and far-reaching. As global temperatures rise, ice shelves may collapse, releasing massive quantities of fresh water into the oceans. This could alter sea levels and disrupt global ocean currents, leading to changes in climate patterns worldwide. On the other hand, Antarctica is also a land of untapped potential. Beneath its icy surface lie vast resources, including oil, gas, and precious minerals. These resources could hold the key to our energy needs in the future. However, the exploitation of these resources could also lead to environmental degradation, threatening the fragile ecosystems of this unique continent. In the face of these challenges, the importance of international cooperation cannot be overstated. The Antarctic Treaty, first signed in 1959, prohibits any military activity, mineral mining, and nuclear testing on the continent. It also supports scientific research and protects the continent's ecozone. This treaty is a shining example of how nations can come together for the common good, and its principles will be even more crucial in the future. Continued scientific research is also pivotal. Antarctica is a living laboratory, offering invaluable insights into our planet's past, present, and future. From studying ice cores that reveal millennia of climate history to observing unique wildlife that has adapted to some of the harshest conditions on Earth, the scientific discoveries waiting to be made in Antarctica are limitless. The tale of Antarctica is far from over. It remains a symbol of our planet's vast unknowns, a testament to human resilience, and a beacon for scientific exploration. This icy continent, isolated and imposing, will continue to captivate and challenge us in the years to come. As we look to the future, we must strive to protect and understand this remarkable part of our world for the sake of Antarctica and for the benefit of all humankind.